Okay, Dan Straighten coming to you again from Health Unlimited Family Fitness Aquatic Center in Mount Airy, Maryland. Today we're going to talk about squats, an exercise you might be doing at home right now or in classes that you partake in or here in the health club. Or maybe it's an exercise you've been avoiding or you don't do because you think it hurts your knees or is going to hurt your knees, so you avoid the exercise a little bit. And so we're going to talk about ways that you can take some strain and stress off of your knees, do the exercise a little more effectively, so not only can you protect your knees, but maybe get a little more out of the exercise overall. Because the point of the exercise of a squat is to primarily involve the muscles of your hips and butt again, as well as obviously your thighs. You're going to get your core involved, a lot of little muscles everywhere. It's a great exercise, but primarily we want to try to get our hip and butt muscles involved, and that'll protect your knees in the long run. So rather than hurting your knees, in reality, in the long run, doing squats should help your knees. The other reason you want to be able to do squats is because it's an everyday movement you do in real life, right? So if you're going to sit down in a chair, stand up. You're going to bend down, pick something up, stand up. You're on the floor playing around with your grandkids or your kids, and you got to get up. All right, squatting is just a natural motion, a very functional motion that we want to be able to do. So by incorporating it in our exercise, it'll make it easier for you to do it, now and in the long run, obviously. So here's the main thing that people do wrong with their squats. Primarily what they're doing is they're trying to stay too upright. I see this every now and then. I watch somebody when they say squats hurt my knees, and then I watch them squat and they try to stay too upright and they just bend their knees like this. Or every now and then I'll see it in a classroom. Again, somebody's doing a body pump or a class like that. They'll have weights on their back, and as they're squatting, you'll see them squatting and they're still upright and their knees are bent. All right, so if I squat down and all I do is bend my knees, so my upper body stays upright, and I just go like this is an enormous amount of strain on my knees. The force is going right through my knees, and just even for myself, standing here like this bothers my knees. All right, what we want to try to do is we have to get these muscles back here involved, and the way that you do that is they should be moving backwards, and you should be leaning forward as you go down into that squat, okay? So imagine again that you're reaching for something behind you to sit on. You're going to push your hips back and sit down into that squat. So your upper body's going to have to lean forward a little bit. You're sticking your butt out. You're moving your hips backwards as you're bending your knees, almost sitting onto your heels to a certain extent, like that, okay? So imagine again you were sitting in a chair. You don't walk up to a seat and try to sit in it like this, right? You walk up to a chair, you stick your butt out, you sit down in the chair, or when you get up from the chair, that's the position you're in. Same thing you're doing when you're doing your squats. Hips move back into that position. Another way to look at it should be my shins and my upper back, or my back, should parallel themselves, right? So the angle at my shins and the angle at my back right now kind of parallel each other, all right? So here's a position I want to be in, and I come straight up, hips go back, like I'm reaching for a seat behind me, and come up. So that's how you're going to do a better squat. You're going to end up getting the muscles of your hips and butt involved, so you'll make it more effective for them, and it'll take some of the strain and stress off your knees. All right, so keep that in mind while you're doing that. Now, one of the other things that holds people back when they squat in that position again is a little bit of inflexibility and weakness. And what they'll run into is they'll get to about here, and then their calves or their Achilles tendon area, all right, is very tight, or the range of motion about their ankle isn't great. And this is about as far as they can go before they kind of run into themselves. All right, so one way to mess around with that a little bit, not something you want to do permanently in the long run, but at least initially, you can put something underneath your heels. In this case, I'm going to use these weight plates. I'm going to stand my heels up on them, and then do my squats from there. And I find that my range of motion is a whole lot better. I can get lower easier, even for myself. I have a little limitation in my range of motion. So in my case, when I put something under my heels, I can squat down deeper and easier. A lot better range of motion because I've taken the flexibility of my calves and my Achilles tendon area, I've taken that out of the equation. I've shortened it. I don't need to worry about that. So I can do squats here, sitting back, doing that same motion. And then hopefully over time, I can put less height under my heels, or come off of it altogether and do my squats there once I get some more range of motion back through my ankle. So if you're having problems squatting, or you feel like it's there that you're limited, try that. Put something under your heels, squat down, and see what a big difference that makes. And again, obviously, hopefully over time, you can remove that and just do a regular squat. So there's a few tips and things to keep in mind. Give that a try. Thanks for watching.